Today, I'm going to be taking you to Sathon, Bangkok, where I'll be touring 3 different apartments in this area with varying size and styles. We'll be seeing 2 high-rise corner apartments and 1 Bauhaus-style apartment in this amazing section of Bangkok, away from the known areas of Bangkok's hotspots. I hope to show you what can be attained if you look outside the box for your housing needs. A lot of real estate adverts I've seen are focusing a lot of attention on Prong Pong and Tung Lor. Everything's very convenient there with its access to the BTS lines, great restaurants, and of course, the great number of cafes made famous by YouTubers. But come with me to a different section of Bangkok. If you're really interested in living there, Sathon offers a range of apartment styles and places that may be a much better option than the high-rises with their very small dimensions but incredible shared amenities. This section of Bangkok has amazing offerings in the traditional and the modern. It's located near the famed Manahakon Tower, where new restaurants and bars have opened, and it's right next to a major bus station line as well as the BTS. If you're a bit older or have a family, I found Sathon to be the right option and probably mixed for where you can find a large square footage unit for a fraction of what you would pay in a western city like New York or Los Angeles, yet still have that large home-like experience in downtown Bangkok with accessibility to things like restaurants, shopping, and public transportations. So come with me as we explore these several options for living in the Bangkok area, and maybe this will give you an idea of some options that you can use or even think about when you come to the city. Our first stop is Nara 9 by Eastern Star. It's a high-rise apartment near the Silom BTS line. It's conveniently tucked away in a very accessible part of the city with modern and traditional style eateries and facilities. So this is a corner unit in a high-rise in Sathon. It's right near a fairly large bus station and about, I would say, 3 blocks away from the local BTS line. I apologize for the kind of pivoting of the camera, but let's go through it one by one. This is the bedroom that comes furthest away from the rest of the unit. I don't know what you would say. Maybe this is a maid's room or it could be a child's room. There's the bathroom. This is a 2-bathroom unit, so that was actually very nice. And then all the furniture does come with the place. So the TV, internet, the bed here, the master bedroom. Although I would say it was a little bit dated. However, having said that, I'm sure if you made a request, they would probably be able to just switch it out. And then actually the master bedroom with a built-in kind of jacuzzi tub. So it's kind of modern amenities. I wouldn't say it's the most newest unit, but by most standards, at least by mine as I've seen it, it's a very nice appointed unit. Then there's also storage here. So there's a closet space you can put things in. But Kanok, my real estate agent, showed me this unit because the view here is absolutely spectacular. And if you look at those homes down there below, those are actual homes. And I believe this whole neighborhood back in maybe a decade ago was probably not as well developed. And now you're seeing this kind of migration of commerce moving away from the center city down to this area. And those homes still remain there. And as you can tell, there's those low-rise type apartments, and they still kind of have the charm of the old city. That is like all kinds of apartment complexes and businesses. But look at some of these places. I don't know if those are apartments or homes, but I can tell you this much. If you see these homes here, these things are mega money. And this is just because it's been grandfathered from this area. See, because look at that area. That's not even developed yet. But if you probably bought property here like 20 years ago and you lived in a home like this, and now look at what everything is like this. They're just expanding outwards. I mean, look at all those high rises over there. I don't even know where that is, part of Bangkok. It still looks like, if this was Manhattan, that would still be the Manhattan skyline. I mean, what would this be? Lower Manhattan? That's all the way up towards the GWB? That's crazy. This city is enormous. Look at that. There's our high rises over there. Okay, guys, so Kanok, how much do you say this is? That is the price in USD. So it's like 4,200 Thai baht. That's insane. $1,500 like this, you couldn't even get a studio in New York City for this price. And look at this, this is a corner apartment. Wow. Okay, so we are on the other side of the floor, if you can imagine, but we're at a higher elevation. But look at this. First of all, the lady who designed this or staged it. Oh, look at that, that's nice. Definitely has nice taste, or somebody advised her who has nice taste, because this is very like Italian, not even Italian, it's Southeast Asian style with a lot of this teak. It's also pressed wood, I can feel it. But, it's definitely worn, but it's clean. They kept it in good condition. But just imagine if you were living here, holy cow, just taking a bath here and just hanging out. I mean, this is the stuff you see in those magazines. And here's a little vanity for a lady. Right. I mean, they want to rent it, not sell it. So if you have like if you're like a starter family, maybe this is a good place to rent or own. Like if you were a single dude with some money, you can use this as a home office and just chill out here. Right, here's a bathroom. It's kind of cool, it's just really simple stuff, but the attraction to this place is the fact that it's getting developed. Now look at that. Look at, there's an infinity pool there. And like this is all over Thailand. See, like there's a May Thoroughway over there where I think the BTS line is. That's where I came in. Imagine like this is the end of the day and you're working out here and it's time to hang it up. You just hang out here, have a cup of coffee, just look at the view, chill out, call your friends. There's that strange building that looks like a Rubik's Cube. I've seen that on some videos. Yeah, it's just very cool. So Kanok said that the lady decided she wanted to rent this, but I think it's a bit more. It's cute. Around the corner is an older style apartment complex at 141-2 Sathon Avenue. This is a Bauhaus design style, lower level apartments. If you saw the high-rise apartments, this is right below those high-rise apartments to the northeast. And this has become a fairly gentrified section of the town. As you can see, this is the master bedroom. It has a balcony that wraps around this section of the apartment. Some other kind of newer style apartments, probably built in the past like 5 years. This had its own bathroom, and what I wasn't very excited by it was the fact that it was a little bit dated. The other thing also is that in Thailand, you really can't get away from mold. This had some molding. Now, all of it can be cleaned, but as I was told by the owner, I believe they were planning to renovate that. So that was some good news. The whole apartment is very well adorned. As you can tell, as I'm knocking on the floor, that is solid concrete. It was very, very strong, and you cannot hear your neighbors, and I'm sure they can't hear you. So that was really very nice, very well constructed. Just like this walk-in closet, all of that is part of the unit. I haven't seen anything like that in any apartment, whether a friend or an Airbnb. Central air conditioning unit controls. This is another bedroom for either children, or you could use this as for an office, whatever it may be. But those cabinetries are actually built into the unit, and I found that to be really very nice. Fully furnished, you can come right in. Depends on your styling here. It wasn't really particular mine, but you could come right in if you wanted to. And then secondary bathroom for that bedroom. This, I was told, was going to be renovated for sure. And as you can tell, it definitely needs it. Very dated. But otherwise, would be very excited to see what the end result was. As they were doing work out here, as you come into the foyer. This is really interesting. This is a full kitchen. Most apartments in Thailand don't have kitchens. Come with also the washer dryer for your clothing, this balcony. And as you can tell, that apartment right across the way is mainly a lot of expats are living there, as I told. And this is kind of exciting. This is a maid's bathroom. So the kitchen, if you're wealthy in Thailand, you typically had maids, and they would be doing all their work there, and they would have their own kind of resourcing for the restrooms. This living room is very, very spacious. As you can tell, it's hardwood floors. They were doing some workout at that moment in time for the balcony. But what I really liked about this layout, and if you can see the windows, the French windows, there's a constant breeze that comes off of, I think, the river. If you see there in the corner, there's kind of like a beeline to an open section of the city, but there was this constant wave of fresh air coming in, and it felt more like a Miami Caribbean breeze. Now, there's no ocean on that section, but what I found very nice about it is the fact that, Thailand being so humid, to have that breeze coming in, especially around this time at dusk, was really a very nice feature. I wasn't sure what the weather was for that day, but I remember that day being very, it wasn't very humid. As you can tell, there's no air conditioning right now. This is the living room. All of that comes with the units, and I had to admit that the dining room table is very nice. AC unit, central. That's a big suck on the electric bill. AC is a big money expenditure for most people, and you absolutely do need it because in the summertime it was hot. This was summer when I was taking this, around late August. It was very, very hot and humid. Actually, every day was hot and humid in Thailand. But yeah, as you come into the unit, that's how you walk in. It's very spacious, and most of the apartments there's like 4 per unit. So thank you very much for watching. Hopefully you found this useful. I'll leave Kanok's information down below, and check out Sathon. I think it's definitely worth a visit, and to me this is definitely where I'm going to start looking when I think about retiring in Thailand.